I'm Hunter.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Caitlin. I'm Nessa.
This is the Family Showdown!
Hello and welcome, Kia ora, mates. How's it going? You thought I forgot about that, didn't you?
Oh my goodness.
New Zealand, what's up?
I don't know if anyone from New Zealand would be on.
Why not?
I don't know. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to the Variety Show, where we do a variety of things.
Variety of shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Alrighty, folks.
Ooh, I saw Paul. You were playing Awkward Guest. Such a good game.
Awkward with, oh yeah. It's funny. I guess we talked about it a while back. We had an exact tie.
Yeah, that was
one
fun.
time we played two players.
Yeah,
it was a exact.
That's a good one.
They're like no tiebreaker, exact tie.
Yep.
All right.
Love that game. It's good times.
Folks, we got quite an agenda to go over.
It's like we planned these.
As been my latest trend, I gave when you're having a PowerPoint, you always have the what you're going to go through.
Yeah, your bullet points.
Yeah, So we're going to talk about games we played.
Okay.
We're going to talk about Virtual Con. We're going to talk about the Dice Tower Summer Spectacular. We're going to do a Rebecca's Random Review.
We are.
A Back of the Box Review.
Whoa.
Or have unboxing.
What?
Stick around towards the end, unboxing. And then we'll talk about what we're going to do next week.
What are we going to do next week?
I guess you're going to have to find out.
Oh
It's
my
at the bottom.
gosh.
It's the very last thing.
I can't wait. Fast forward to that part. No,
So,
just kidding.
as I said in our PowerPoints, the Virtual Con and the Summer Spectacular were going on, and we kind of, to spoil out what we're going to talk about, we kind of just watch stuff. Mostly just watch stuff.
Mostly.
So there was a lot of watching stuff. So there wasn't a lot of games we played. So I only played 4 games. 4 games.
I like how you double check, make sure you had the right amount of fingers up.
4 games. I played 4 games. Rebecca played 5 games.
I did?
Yes, you did.
Oh yeah, I did.
2 of those games were played during Virtual Con. One is the infamous game I spoke of last time.
Dun.
So if you watched last time, I kind of previewed.
Good evening, peeps.
This talk we're gonna have in a minute.
Ladies and gents.
As always, I put them from worst to best. So my fourth.
That is the worst. How dare you?
My 4th best game I played, which we kind of just played on a whim.
We did.
We
was fun.
pulled out tumbling dice and played some tumbling dice with Nessa.
You mean got destroyed by Nessa?
Well, I got second place both times. Rebecca won 1 and Nessa won 1. So
Hunter got first loser.
I was first loser both times.
As you guys.
So tumbling dice, it's just a family favorite. We've had this for years and years and years, and we just occasionally just have it up on kind of all by itself on a shelf, and we pull it down and play it every once in a while. So we played tumbling dice, and it was fun. This was great.
Like a super special game because we got this when Nessa was like an infant, and from the time she was old enough to like manipulate dice, we weren't worried about her eating them, which she really didn't do, so she got to play them pretty young. She would spend like hours playing this game,
right? Just
rolling them herself.
Yes, just throwing them down the thing, gathering them all up.
And apparently she still has a bit of that knack.
Yeah, we just gave her like a pile, like 50
we give
dice.
her all the crazy random dice we have, and she just roll for hours. It's cute.
So,
yeah,
it's fun. It's a good game. I gave it a 7, which for me, for a family game, that's pretty good.
Wow. Is it because there's math in it?
There is math.
And dice?
Maths.
Maths?
I can't say that very well.
Maths?
Yeah, I guess that's a Euro thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
maths.
Because they're like you're doing more than one thing. So
what?
It's maths.
Anyway.
More than one math.
So tumbling dice, you roll the little dice down. It's like a little step thing, and depending on where you get, it's multiplied by 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 times whatever side the dice is shown.
David not only does it get put in the box, it's in the box right now. Check that out. What? Ours comes together pretty easily.
Got a nice layer of dust on it.
Yeah, ooh, don't move it. Don't disturb the dust, or you guys are gonna get all sorts of technical difficulties.
Top of a shelf.
Oh, why'd you disturb that? Oh, don't disturb the water.
So that's my number 4 out of 4. Tumbling dice. My number 3 game.
Oh, what?
I actually put them in the right order. I didn't even tell you. That's so funny. My number 3 game is
interesting.
Stockpile.
What?
Stockpile. Rebecca threw down the gauntlet. And we went for Stockpile again.
But okay. I did not expect to beat you this time. I was hopeful, but I didn't expect you because we added a new element to it. We added an expansion.
Yes.
And I was creeping up on him when we were playing the same game because I was like, it's starting to like make sense. But now we threw in a new unknown, and I'm like, I'll never beat him again. So it's gonna happen. It's just gonna take longer because we pressed reset again.
So we did.
We
got the most recent. We finally played the most recent expansion, Illicit Investments, which I really enjoyed. What it does is it gives you a hand of cards that gives you during the action phase of the game, you get a superpower. You get to do something really cool. Like you can sell a stock for more than it's worth, or you can peek at stuff and sneak peek at things and do different kinds of actions and raise and lower stocks unexpectedly and stuff like that. So it's kind of a hand of superpowers. So each action round you can play one of the cards out of your hand to do something special. And that was really cool. I liked that. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, actually, I liked it. We played with everything, and I used it probably 3/4 of the time. I probably used the illicit cards for each round because there's always something interesting that they kind of help you with or something, right? There's a few of them though that cost you, and sometimes the expense you gotta weigh if it's worth it versus what you're getting out of it.
Right.
There's one you pay 4,000 up front, but you sell a stock for 15.
Yeah.
Now, if you know a company's tanking or it's gonna stay tanked or whatever, or you have a ton of them and you know you've got the lead. I ended up selling one.
Right.
Because I was like, why not? Oh, man. I mean, it's just, the timing is really cool with some of those cards. I liked it. It was a good little extra.
I like everything. I like the base game by itself. I like all the expansions. I can play with or without them. They're great. Every type of game is great. So
it's true. I agree.
I think my normal play would be everything in it because it makes it more strategic. But it does make it more random, so it gives hope to all you people out there. Oh my gosh.
Hope.
I give Stockpile's a 9. It's a 9 out of 10.
It's a good one. Ooh, Deception. That's another
I love me some Stockpile. My number 2 out of 4 is one we talked about last time. We're going to talk about it again. And that is Endeavor.
Oh, yeah.
Age of Sail. So we played this one again because this version of Endeavor, the newer version, I guess you could call it a second edition, maybe, comes with exploits. I don't think they were in the last edition. Maybe they were or maybe they weren't. But basically the exploits are modular kind of mini expansions that you can add on. So I think there's 12 of them. You randomly select 3 or pick out 3. And add those to the game, and it gives you more strategy and more options to play. And I really enjoyed the exploits. I think it added something to the game. It made it more interesting. Gave you something to shoot for. Give you more paths to victory points. I liked it.
But I could see where you could get distracted and almost go off into the weeds if you pay too much attention to them.
I can see that, but I really liked it.
But no, I liked it too. It gives you there's so much going on. There's so many choices.
So our game plan is every time we play, the ones we played before, we take out and we randomly select 3 of the remaining ones. So eventually I think there's 12 or 15, after 4 or 5 plays, we'll have played all the exploits. So we played with a pirate one and...
Well, yeah.
I don't remember what all they were, but they were cool.
I have it written down if you really want to know.
Nah.
Wow.
So Endeavor's a great game. The exploits, I think, make it a little bit better. Not enough to push it up from a 9 to a 10. It's still in the 9 range.
But
better.
9 is crazy high.
But better. So it went from a 9.1 to a 9.12. I don't know.
I guess if you're doing Olympic timing, that's insane, right? I don't know. This is I like this game. And I don't think with the insert thingies they have and whatnot, it seems like it's really
Oh no, we
easy.
set it vertical. Oh no. However, we should be fine.
No, it's all in bags and stuff. You dork.
No, it's not all in bags.
The little trays have lids. They all have lids.
Not everything has lids.
Everything that matters. See? For example, all the tiles.
Yeah, but the exploits don't
Actually,
have
I really like this because this is basically set up to go. The only thing is the highest rank, you randomize these. There's different ones underneath them. They're not duplicates. All the rest of these have duplicates, but these are all unique. And you just shuffle up and pick 3 and put them in here, and you're done. And that's the game.
And these
it's
game
ready
trays
to go.
come in the base game. They're not like
Yeah,
it's not like a starter. And each player has a little thing that holds all their stuff.
It is so good. I love this because I mean, honestly, you've got a bag and you have like 96 little tokens to put on the map. But when you're done, you just kind of straight arm it all into a bag, and you're done cleaning up. You know, I mean, the cleanup's not that bad for this game, which is really nice. And I really like the organization. And look, it's fine. Just saying.
We didn't look all the way underneath. And my number one game.
As well it should be.
No, that's your game. My number one game is.
That's your number one?
Yes. Is that showing? I think I have to transition it. Where's my transition button? This one? There we go. Maybe. All right. Story time.
Don't encourage him, Sorrow Song.
Story time. So this is 1889. It's an 18XX game. It's based Japan. I can't read the history of... I can't read all that.
I can't read it from across the table, but...
Shikaku?
Is it Shikaku or
maybe
whatever?
Railways.
Shikaku?
Anyway,
I don't remember. I'm going off memory. I can't read it.
This is my least favorite of the 18XXs.
And you still put... Okay. Yeah. Do tell.
Well, one of my 18XXs is a 10. The other one's close to a 10.
That's true.
The third one is kind of in the middle between 9 and 10. This one just...
So is this like a 9.23?
Yeah, about 9.2367. Story time on this. So the first time I ever played this game was on the BGG cruise 3 years ago. Has it been 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years?
Yeah.
Has it been 3 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
3
know.
years ago. And I played with an 18XX crazy expert. Like he's an 18XX robot. Like he was programmed. He was born and raised to play 18XX games.
So you lost.
I quit about halfway through. I was like, I got this. I'm good. So this guy, we were playing, and he was really nice. He explained how to play the game. He did a great.
Yeah, he seemed like he was nice.
Great introduction to the game and the rules and such. I was in the cruise mindset, so I had absolutely no strategy. But he's the kind of guy. That can say, you need $375 to do that. You need $273 to do that.
Wow.
If you add up this and this and this, and your route's $316. You know, he just blah 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 blah.
Wow, he mouthed you.
He's just he 18xx. He's like 18xx like cubed. He's just like
that's awesome. To the next level.
About a quarter to a third through the game, it was very apparent I was being destroyed. Because this guy's not the kind of guy that when you teach someone a game, you kind of take it easy on them and help them out.
Well, no, if he automatically knows the amounts, he's not going to...
And kind of guides you through the game. No, I must crush my enemies. So he destroyed me.
I don't think it was that he must. I think he just automatically does from the sounds of it.
What's that?
It just sounds like he automatically does just because he knows the numbers and everything.
But you can still be nice and not intentionally crush and destroy your opponent. And do everything you can to possibly hinder everything they do.
Oh, well, there's that. Maybe. Possibly.
So fast forward to about a
sad
about a week ago.
Outmouthed hunter.
About a week ago. So, I really thought I knew how to play 18XX games. I thought I was,
Yes, it is, Nick.
What?
Sorry. Oh, he said his 18XX hunter stockpile. Yes, 1889.
What do you mean?
You couldn't win.
Anyway, so I thought I knew 18XX. I thought I was really good at it. I thought I had kind of a grasp of what's going on. So we were playing. It was me, Tommy, Rebecca, and the arch nemesis.
I haven't seen him in
the
the
now.
Oh, yeah, he's in the chat.
The now known as my arch nemesis. Every great gamer. Every great gamer has their arch nemesis.
Mine's him.
I have found mine, and it is Xerxes. I am. What's the leader of the Spartan guys that got killed?
Leonidas?
Yeah, I'm Leonidas.
Oh, brother.
And he is the
whatever
the emperor guy.
You're the Lamentations of Hunter, you mean? Oh, Lord.
So
here we go.
So we were playing 1889. We were playing on 18xx.games, which I highly recommend. It is
really
awesome.
Cool.
And I was just cruising to victory. Just cruising.
Oh, yeah.
Cruising along. Tommy was catching up. I will say that. He was catching up. It would have been close at the end. Just cruising to a little victory.
Yeah, I wasn't there at all.
And then I was taught that I do not know how to play an 18xx game. I knew mostly how to play one.
He's only mostly
I was
dead.
taught a very hard lesson. I'll call it a life lesson, an 18xx life lesson. A, don't trust Xerxes. B, don't own too much of a company when you don't have the ability to dump your stock before they do. So, my arch nemesis, and I'm pointing to the chat because that's where he is.
Yes, we all did.
Sold his train to his other company, and then dumped the company on me.
It was fun sitting next to him watching the light bulb of understanding start
and
to
now
light up.
I've learned a whole new aspect of 18xx.
The seedy underbelly,
yes,
as it were.
Yes. I lived in a nice utopian 18xx world, and I was taught that it is a mean, cruel place out there, outside the doorway of my palace. There is enemies at my gates.
What is this? This has become so dramatized. I don't even know. Oh, actually, it was really dramatic when it happened.
So this game's just fine, but my 2 experiences with this game have been very, very interesting.
What makes this even more like greatness is that, what was it, a day later?
Yeah, like the next day or the day after that.
At Ambi.
Ambi taught the exact thing that happened to me.
It was great.
But I learned from it.
I believe you got a text from Tommy with that link saying, "Hey, this would have helped you."
I learned from the experience. I'm going to be a better player for it. And
now you're going
after about 50 or 60 tries, Tommy finally won an 18xx.
Oh wow!
Games.
You're just trying to make it sound like, oh man, so much smack talk.
Everything aside, that traumatizing experience. I had a good time playing the game.
I didn't find it traumatizing at all.
Well, yeah, everyone got a good laugh at my expense, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll come back stronger and better. It'll be 2.0. Hunter 2.0 is coming back from this.
Choo choo. Oh man. Yeah, it was funny. It was a good game. It seems pretty chill, you know. Euro game, moving stuff around, trains, goofy train puns, train sound effects, and then that happened, and then it was just like, what the heck? What just happened? I can't believe you did that. Drama. It was great.
Yeah, I went from
quiet,
a pretty good lead first place to way back in the black.
It was funny.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
funny.
it was pretty funny.
No, it wasn't funny.
Yeah, it was funny because you were just like, It was great. Oh man, it was so good.
All right, that's it for my 4 games. Rebecca played an additional game that I did not play, and you can talk all about it.
Well, you guys know because it's the best game, only the best game.
The mics and camera were so unprofessional.
What? Some people like to have it front and center.
Oh, that's true.
I was gonna say, how is that unprofessional? All right, so I actually didn't play this. I played a virtual version of this. It was like magic over the internets. So, Virtual Gaming Con. Got to play. I think it was Tuscany Essentials. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tabletopia, yes. And once again, reaffirmed how much I love the game and how much I really despise lots of fiddly bits to mess with on Tabletopia. This is not a 4+ hour game unless you're on Tabletopia. Tabletopia hated me. So for the first hour and a half, it decided not to fully load, so everything was out of focus. So I was going purely off of either memory or Hunter loaded on another screen for me, because he had his computer next to mine, what the board looked like, so I could actually read things. I could only read my cards if they were in my hand, and everything else was blurry. That was awesome. And it's funny because the people I was playing with were really fun. We had a blast. It was Xerxes and his lovely wife. And Tommy was there too. No, I'm just kidding. It was fun. We had a good time. No, Tommy, we had a blast, didn't we? But the bits and stuff, and sometimes moving them didn't work, or sometimes something random would happen. Like I picked up, I think, Mary's score piece and moved it randomly one time when I was going to pick something else up, and thank God we were all paying attention and knew what the score was. I would have had a small stroke. It was just like weird glitchy things were happening. Hunter couldn't even get the game to load. He couldn't even play with us, which was weird because we had enough bandwidth that I was actually hosting the game.
I think it was.
It was weird.
I think I needed to update my video card maybe or in some weirdness, and it just.
Yeah, I don't know. Your thing was the video card, but then I'm just trying to figure
out.
But
an hour into the game, I'm like, maybe I dodged a bullet.
Yeah, because I'm over here going, why?
Because if I would have played the game, it would have been like 6 hours.
Yeah, I would have tacked on another hour at least. But it was weird because and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, it focused. Yep. And then I could read everything again. And it was just really weird. So, I mean, we all chatted and had a good time, but at the same time, it was like, man, we could have played like 3 games of this.
Yeah.
For the time that it took to play the one on Tabletopia. So it was a bit frustrating. But it was also an opportunity to play that we wouldn't have gotten to play otherwise. Right. So, I mean, it was a mixed blessing. I would not take, I'm not going to trade it for anything because I got to actually play and chat and do that. And so it was, like Sarah says, I had EQ raids that were shorter than that game of Viticulture. It's so true.
It was forever.
It lasted so long.
I kept looking over and I'm like, I was playing video games on my computer and I'd look over and like, I'd see that it was like they're like 2 hours in and the highest score was like 8.
Yeah. I mean, it was nuts, and it's like and Mary in particular was like she would score in leaps and bounds. She was doing like she'd get some really good wine orders and stuff, so she would do that. You know how you can in viticulture, you get a good chunk of points at a time, and she was doing really well on that. And then we'd kind of like shuffle along behind. I don't think we ever really. I think Zaris almost caught her. Yeah, you almost caught her. I mean, but it was like one of those things where she was doing really well, but the time it took to do that was just astronomical.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I mean, it's a good thing, honestly, that it was a game that I loved. Otherwise, I probably would have been like, well, guys, it's been fun. It was that kind of thing. Oh, yeah, and Tommy, poor Tommy you have some internet wonky stuff going on, too. He phased... He's phasing into being and turning into a robot and all sorts of strange things. There's alternate dimensions happening over in Tyler, Texas, or where, not Tyler, whatever town you're in, Tommy, Palestine. So, but yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of a good segue to talk about VirtualCon and all that stuff because there was a lot of activities and things to do and things to play, things to watch. I thought it was really cool that they combined their programs and all that stuff. Dice Tower and BGG, like did stuff together. They did their own things. They did, that was a really cool. I liked that idea a lot, and it was definitely a fun diversion. I had a lot of training and stuff, so sometimes it was just nice to turn that on and just watch something that was going on in the main room in the background or the main lobby or what they called it, and figuring out you can tell me what you thought about it, but I know like I learned a lot more about Discord while I was using that, which has been really handy for helping me on the teaching end coming up this fall and stuff too. So learned about Discord, learned a lot about Tabletopia, didn't we, guys? There's some love-hate things with some of the virtual gaming and stuff, but the programs were just really fun. Really enjoyed that. And there was so many opportunities to do different things. It was really neat to see that there's just hundreds of games. And a lot of them were pretty open.
Right.
So which was cool.
Yeah, I didn't take the days off, so I was working during most of it, and I just had the main stage running almost nonstop.
Yeah, just like background.
In the background, and there was a lot of cool. There was game demos, playthroughs.
Oh my gosh, the
discussions, role playing. They did Tom and
you need to go watch.
Crew
that
did
stuff.
role play, basically a live. I guess it's not D&D. I don't know what system they use, but basically a RPG live, and it was hilarious. And so I just enjoyed the content more than anything. We did play. Rebecca played Viticulture. I played. We both played 1889. And other than that, we really didn't do anything else.
I wanted to, but I also didn't want to hinder people because I didn't have time during the day to go and learn how the game worked virtually.
Right, I didn't.
So that was a little bit of a hindrance for me. I think now, like if I were to do it now, I'd probably just dive in and just try it because it seems like stuff's really intuitive and pretty easy to pick up.
But we did. Rebecca hosted a Jackbox session.
I did. That was fun.
So we did the Jackbox thing. I think we had 8 people play, which is a pretty good number for Jackbox. For most of the games we played, maybe 5-6 games, and it was fun. I enjoyed it so much so that Rebecca is considering hosting the occasional family showdown Jackbox thing where we host and whoever shows up and we play a Jackbox, not on the nights that we do our show. It'll be an alternate night, but we're still working on that. But I think it's doable. I mean,
totally, it's easy.
What we did proved it's doable. We did record the session, so I haven't had a chance, but I'm going to take that and see if it's editable, and if it is, we'll throw it up on the on the channel.
It's MP4 format,
and just let you guys can watch us be silly. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing more of those. I think if you guys are interested, we had a blast with it, and it's really easy to do. I just set it up on a Zoom meeting so that we can see the screen in the background, and people can run that and the stuff either on your phone or your computer. I prefer to run the game on my computer and then the actual Jackbox itself. I'm sorry, the Zoom meeting on my computer and then the game on my phone because it's easier to do everything. But it's pretty easy to do. I really enjoyed it, and it's fun to interact with you guys, and it's zero maintenance as far as setting up a board game kind of thing. It's just silly mind game, party game stuff. It has that party game vibe, right? So those are really fun. I saw a couple things. Texans never pronounce their towns right. It's so weird.
What?
Oh, Tommy's trying to tell me how to pronounce Palestine.
It's Palestine.
Shh. Okay, see, Texans. All right, no, there was something. Oh, Zeros, you were talking about, you said that, it was a really good convention, but, it was better than expected. How'd you put it? It's better than expected, not quite as good as it could have been, and I totally agree with that. I think overall there were some quirky things, and I think they figured a lot of that out, and they're probably going to work through that, the weird little glitchy things that happen.
Here's what I suggested to Tom, and I think that they should do this in virtual. They kind of sort of did it, but I think it would be cool if there was a virtual vendor hall where there's a map of the vendor hall, and you know how in most conventions they have a vendor hall map, and there's little sections, little places that show the different vendors are. Wouldn't it be cool if they had that on a website, and you click on, let's say you click on Stronghold Games table, boom, it pops up all their new games.
That'd be easy to do. It's hyperlinks.
It shows all their brand new games,
cool.
And links to any reviews or previews or videos that they have for that game. You click on that, it takes you there, and then there is a cart where you literally can say, I want to buy that game, put it in add it to my cart, and you just go through all the vendor hall. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. Oh, I didn't know about this game. I'm going to watch the review of it. Oh, that looks pretty cool. I'll buy that. You get your cart. Boom. You hit checkout. Your cart goes out to all the different distributors or whoever sends those games to you. You check out through whatever, PayPal or your credit card. And it sends payment to all the people that need the payment. And they mail the games to you. That was my idea. And I don't see how that can't be done.
I would say
it would be
simple.
It would be a lot of work, a lot of coordination, but that would be so cool.
The paying part would be. I'm like the virtual setup for the vendor hall wouldn't be bad because it's a lot of hyperlinks on on a master page, right? That's not that much. Like that's not that difficult.
But the coordinating the purchasing would be the
purchasing
thing.
Would be really tough, and I don't know that they could do it. They might be able to do individual carts per thing, but that's really cool. I like that idea. So
I mean, and you know what's funny is that a vendor event. If you go to a big convention, going through the vendor hall would take all day. But this way, you can go. Okay, I want to go to that vendor. I want to go to this vendor. I want to look at this vendor. Boom, boom, boom. You click on all the vendors. I don't think it would be that hard to do, except for the coordinating of the purchase, right? Because you're going to pay once, but you're going to pay 7 different companies. I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but I think that would be amazing. Some kind of virtual vendor hall. BGG kind of does that with.
I was going to say BGG sort of does.
They kind of do that with. They have like a convention pre-orders, I guess. So they list all the companies with all their games, and you click and buy the game. So why couldn't you take that mechanism and anyway, that was my idea.
Yeah, I agree. The vendors room on Discord were, I think, the start of that idea, and then it didn't pan out like it should have. Because I went and cruised through the vendor halls too and stuff, and I think Discord is what's a good way to describe it? Like backstage, like in the background starting point, right? This is where you can have extra conversations. This is a launch point if you don't know what to do or how to get somewhere. But to make it the main place, I think, is probably not the best.
Yeah.
It just seems like it.
I mean, it's just one of my favorite things about conventions is checking out the new games and buying new games. That's that's a piece of my convention pie.
Yeah, to get to go and play
that the virtual con just did not have at all.
Yeah.
There was just, I mean, there was some demos going on. There was some talking to publishers and designers kind of thing.
Cool, yeah.
But there wasn't a central location where I can go and buy whatever I want to buy.
Yeah. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Hawkskull brings up what I was thinking about, too. Like, the problem with, like, having your big cart, master cart, though, is that there's, like, how long does it stay in your basket with limited stock? And stuff like that.
You have to put a timer. A lot of people put a 5-minute timer, and after 5 minutes, boom, it all goes back to your thing. And so I guess you'd have to shop fast or
that's why I think you should almost just keep it per vendor, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But, I don't know. But that's for someone else to figure out. This is my idea. I'm not the designer of the idea. I'm the creative person. Someone else has to figure it out. But I mean, if I'm thinking about Gen Con. They're going to do some kind of Gen Con online, but the biggest thing about Gen Con is going and demoing games, looking at games, and purchasing games. That's one of the biggest things about Gen Con, and that's not how are they going to. I don't know. Maybe they'll do something similar. Who knows? We'll see.
It'll be interesting to see if they take notes and what they do from it, right? So, but yeah, it was a good experience, I think, and it's a good learning experience. And honestly, some of the stuff that we got from that, it's like, ooh, it kind of gave me ideas about stuff that we can do for fall. Right now, we're still up in the air about a lot of stuff we're supposed to learn about things for school in the next couple weeks. But like, I know we use Zoom, but if I use like Discord as a back channel for questions and stuff while we're having discussion, I mean, I was looking at that and I'm like, well, that wouldn't be that hard to do. Mm-hmm. It's really cool to use something like that, and most of the students already know how to use that stuff better than the adults. So, it's pretty amazing how, like, it's like, oh, this is tech that you guys can teach me about. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But we also, it's like, so we went from VGC, like, straight into Dice Tower's Summer Spectacular, which, again, was kind of, like, making up for not having Dice Tower Con, too, right? So, it was kind of cool. This one was not so much the interactive playing games and stuff. This was just
ton of cool content
and shows, and that was a lot of fun too. Oh my gosh, there were so many different shows. I'm trying to remember
all the top 10s,
lots of top 10s and stuff.
Game show.
Oh yeah, the game show. If you haven't seen that was pretty good. You guys need to see that.
Lots of cool stuff. Basically,
that sounds a good top 10.
It's the same thing. I didn't take the days off.
But it was fun to have in the background.
And I basically, from waking up to going to bed, I was running Dice Tower stuff, which was really cool to have that much stuff going on. A lot of the contributors did videos. We didn't do one because reasons.
We're slackers.
Yeah, we're slackers. I was trying to be nice, but yeah, we're slackers. But yeah, they did.
It was fun. It was fun to see all
there was a
this.
lot of really cool stuff. There was a lot. I mean, tons of top 10s and game shows and interactive things and designer stuff. And
Yep.
It was really, really cool.
Yeah, the Our Family Plays Games top 10 and the the play along stuff was a lot of fun too with the Summer Spectacular. I agree. That was good stuff.
Yep.
Those were fun.
They were really cool. I mean, it's definitely not a replacement to conventions, but at least it's something.
Because was it Nick? Was it you or Nathan? One of you two was talking about you would like to be within striking distance. I worry about what you mean by striking distance when you're playing games. But I'm with you. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was really fun to play games online, especially since we're not going to get to otherwise, right? Like that. But it's not the same as actually having people sitting across the table and doing that. But
and playing these virtual games, I discovered that the tactile
that's
thing
a huge thing for me too.
So much. I just moving bits around and playing with bits and manipulating things is apparently an important part of gaming for me because it's not the same. Click your mouse and move something. It just doesn't seem. It's just not the same to me.
No, I agree.
And you have coins to play with and little stacks of resources to mess with.
You know what? Next time I'm going to give you some dice and some of your chips and just put them by you so you can clack them around while you're playing. I think that's something that is nice about these virtual conventions too. Is it does give you that much more appreciation for when we actually do get to play in person. If nothing else, I mean, even if you, we still had a good time, obviously. But it's just nice to think back and be like, okay, there's a reason we have the wall of craziness over here.
Right.
It's because we really do like it physically here, present in place. And as fun as it was and all, I'm not going to all of a sudden be like, Tabletopia forever!
Right.
We can sell these! No.
I don't have any interest in those.
Nope.
I mean, Tommy's trying to talk me into playing City of Big Shoulders on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh man, you love that game though.
I love that game, but I don't know if I love it enough to deal with moving things around on a computer.
Yep. Okay, I told you. No. Oh, can you reach our table? We should show them our table flipper.
Oh, what?
So, Mary, we were talking when we were virtual gaming about how we can't flip the table, or if you do, you actually flip all your game and stuff. Well, we have one of the girls for when we play in person, we have a table from Katie's Dollhouse way back in the day, so that when anyone gets really frustrated, they can flip the table. We have flipped the table many a time.
In 1889, this we got launched into orbit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, whoa. So
all right,
you gotta have the.
That's enough about virtual stuff. Let's do some more virtual stuff. So it's time.
It is. It's time. You know what that means, people. 1 through 7. Number 1 through 7. Better yet, I changed it. Give me a number 1 through 500.
500?
Yes.
What?
Just number 1 through 500.
But now we're going to give you 1 through 7. How do you know when they're going to switch to 1 through 500?
Yeah. Yeah, I was crazy in that shot. There's a reason. And I'm not surprised at all the Hunter picked that picture, yes. Man, I missed a whole bunch. You guys have been chatting like crazy.
There's a 335. That's 1 through 500.
335. Whew. Now you guys are going to make me do math.
You're the one who did 1 through 500.
I'm random. The point is to be random, so I'm going to eyeball that.
It's going to take you forever. You're going to count 335 games.
I am not. Okay, that's about...
I want to see her estimation here.
What? You think that you don't think I can estimate, huh?
Mm-mm.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You don't have any faith in me, huh?
Mm-mm.
That's so rude. So rude.
If you're starting there, 335 is going to be over here somewhere.
Don't help me. I didn't start over there.
Okay, whatever.
I'm random!
She is random.
Today's game is
Oh, I got a story about this game.
Lewis and Clark. Okay, so Lewis and Clark. Let me pull out. I actually kind of like the art to this game. So let me show you this game. San Dimas football rules. What? What just happened? Why are we Bill and Tedding the... Okay. This game... I have, like... I love this game, but I could see the potential where this could turn into, like, Nightmare Race game. We played this 2-player, and I'm scared to play it with more players because this is a race game, but you can get set back.
Correct.
You get bottlenecked. And as people come to places, say they get bottlenecked, and you can't move forward, and you get stopped, and there's somebody there, you end up getting pushed behind them. So it's got the potential to be a brutal, brutal, brutal game. But 2-player, we really enjoyed this. Yeah. So you're taking, as you can see, it kind of reminds me of, was it El Dorado? Was the one? It's got an El Dorado vibe to it. You got to have special stuff to be able to move certain ones. Like you have to be able to use river stuff to move on the river. You have to have the mountain move on the mountain. And I think where's our bits? It's cool because it's kind of a, I guess you'd say, is it kind of deck buildery?
No.
It's more draw, like I don't know. I'm trying to remember like how. But they give you different options on the cards and stuff, like what you're going to use. And you have to manage your hand such a way that you're actually going to be able to move forward through some of those bottlenecked areas, race and beat everybody else. And the trick to... man, it's pretty cool. I like this game. Trying to remember what all we have on.
So this one you put resources on. The more resources you have, the worse your movement is.
Yeah. And we each have a player mat, colored bits. There's not a whole lot of excitement as far as the bits are. I like the art's though, kind of cool.
Resource management.
Yeah.
I don't think it's...
Yeah.
It's alright.
It's fun, but again, it's got that potential.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to play this with a lot of players.
I don't even know if I'd want to play it 3-player.
Because it says 30 minutes per player. They lie.
But that's not...
They lie.
Because I think if
we can't play this in an hour. No way.
Didn't we? We came close, I thought.
No.
I thought we came close. I thought we were a little over an hour.
No.
It took longer than I realized then. But I don't know. There's things about the game that I really like. I just hate the fact that you can get bottlenecked so easily.
Don't carry so much crap.
Yeah, but then you're like, oh, look, now I can't go through the mountains. Awesome. And you have to start over gathering all that up.
So
it's so fun.
So I got story time before I do my back to the box review. So I bought this at a virtual flea market. Mm-hmm. And I got a really great price on it. A great price. It's great condition.
Oh, yeah.
But when the person went to hand it to me, she's like, you don't have to take this if you don't want to. And I'll give you a discount if you want. See, now there's 2 types of people in the world. There's those people that if their box gets a little ding in it.
Okay, collectors versus, okay. Yeah.
They get a little ding or something in it. They're like,
That's more of a collector.
This is unacceptable.
Right,
on the other hand,
apparently
as long as it's playable, it's playable. But apparently the night before the virtual con, she had all her games setting out to bring to the con. Not virtual con, the virtual flea market.
Okay, we're back.
All right, so I don't know what happened there. So I mean, we recap my story. So I bought this virtual flea market. I went there. She said I don't have to take the game, and I'll give you a discount if you want. She had all her games setting out, packed up, ready to go for the convention the next day. And her cat attacked all the boxes. So there's claw marks.
And teeth marks, you can tell.
There's claw marks and teeth marks all over this box. I don't know if you can tell.
It's kind of hard to see, but...
There's little claw marks and teeth marks.
Yeah, they're all
over the box.
That's hilarious.
I said, don't worry about it. I said, it's in content's fine. She says, yes, it's in great condition. It's only played once. I said, thank you, and have a nice day.
And pet your cat.
yeah, and declaw your cat.
Declaw your cat. No, poor kitty. Poor kitty. That's funny.
But, all that said...
This game is brutal. Brutal.
time for a back of the box review. All right, let's look here. Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness! Right off the bat, I'm giving this a positive review.
What?
List of components. That is one of my favorite things in the whole world. On the back of the box is a list of components. Because is this a card game? Are there dice? What's going on with this game?
How would you tell us?
There's a game board. There's individual game boards. There's boat tiles. I like this. 29 various components. Various tokens. I like that. Anyway. All right, so that's cool. Got a little name. That's perfect. A little tiny. Now look. Big text. Short. This isn't block text. This is short. Let's read it. Win the race to the west and make history. Each turn, choose which side of your cards will be played. Each step of your journey, manage your expedition's resources sparingly. Each game, create a new party of characters. Sounds interesting. Then you got the board set up to play. You have a bunch of keyards here. Lots of keyards. It shows you kind of how you set up. Gives you a zoom in on what the cards look like. Got your stats. 30 minutes per player. Lies. 1 to 5 players, 14 plus. Every game's 14 plus. And it says, and the most important thing right here, I don't know if you can see that, Vincent Dutrait. Art. Win. I give it a B plus. Back of the box review.
I give it a method.
Alright, put this up. Keep it away from the cat.
Our cat doesn't even sit in the box lid. It's very disappointing. Just saying. No, but honestly, that game, it's like...
I enjoyed it. I
liked it a lot, but I would be terrified to add a third person to that.
Or a fourth or fifth person?
No, not even considering it. I will play 5 players of Terraforming Mars before I'll play 5 players of Lewis and Clark, if that tells you anything.
All right. There's that. Back to box review, random review. She did not count 350 games.
I did too.
No, she did not.
I estimated.
Poorly.
With my eyes. Glossing.
No matter where you started in our shelves, you would never end up here at 350.
It was like 335. That's why.
Oh, is that it?
Uh-huh.
All right. I always have to look at the buttons. I should have these memorized, right?
Yeah, you should. Why not?
That's your cue.
I'm just going to sit here.
Get the box.
Fine. Some mysterious box appeared.
All right, folks. Give you an opportunity to guess what's in the box. I'll give you some hints. 1.
I will, Tommy.
1 is the completionist in me. 2 is Rebecca, like, saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again at me. And finally I said, oh, maybe I should get that one. Those are your clues.
Just roll my dice. I'll roll my dice. I say a lot of things over and over to him.
That's
ignores
for
me.
sure.
He's like, got husband ears. They're deaf. I don't know.
You have no idea? You have no guess. Completionist and nagging.
Completionist makes me think Dominion, though. But I thought there was one that we weren't going to buy for Dominion, so...
We're short about 5 expansions.
Yeah, so I don't think it's Dominion. Completionist for War of the Ring? Is there something missing that I don't know about?
Nope, we have everything.
Okay.
Including the promos.
That's what I thought.
Except for the collector's edition.
Completionist. Okay, what else are we going to be completionist about that I'm like... Western... No. Western Legends doesn't have anything else.
There's a Kickstarter, but...
No, it's too early. Completionist. What am I missing? Terraforming Mars. It's an expansion for Terraforming... It's Turmoil. And then nagging you. I nag you about a lot of stuff. What games? It's too early for Dead Reckoning. We'll talk about that in a minute.
All right, open it.
All right, I don't know. What do you guys think? Role player? No,
we have everything for role player.
Now. I love you. Oh, yes. He listens. Sometimes. Yay! For the win.
It's a co-op game, but...
It's co-op. I'll play with Nessa. Oh my gosh. You would cooperate for Middle Earth.
Probably.
See?
Probably.
Yes. There's something else in the box, guys. Turmoil! Oh, you finally fell for it. You succumbed.
For two reasons why I bought this. One, I went crazy all in with the Terraforming Mars Kickstarter. 2, Stephen Bonacore said there will be no more expansions that create new rules for the game. This is the last one. He said there could potentially be more cards, but this is the last one. So, I got it. For those reasons.
Because Steven told you.
Yes. In honor of his retirement.
You bought Turmoil? What?
I'm paying for part of his retirement.
With Turmoil?
A small percentage of his retirement by buying this game.
Interesting. Be sure you tell him that. He would appreciate that.
Alright. So someone, I forgot who it was, I'm horrible with names, I apologize, said that we should create a new thing for the show. I haven't created an intro video yet. I will. I picked out the picture. I just didn't have a chance to create it. The new segment for the show, we're calling Rebecca's First Impressions. Review the game.
Yes! So, Terraforming Mars is not all roses and rainbows, people. There's turmoil. There is unrest in the cities that you just built. And the animals are revolting in your newfound greeneries. And so you need to have more cards. And apparently there's a Senate house. So there's a boring session with the Senate, a.k.a. Star Wars style, where you sit there and litigate for hours on end. And nothing changes.
I thought this was supposed to be First Impressions. This is the made-up review.
Yes!
I like this is better than First Impressions. They said you have to look at the components, too.
Okay.
And tell us about the components.
Give me. Totally. I like this.
The animals are revolting, huh?
Yes!
In the Senate.
Yes. No. There's also a Senate. The people are in here. The animals are running rampant.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, the people are sitting in there just like the Star Wars movies, just talking their heads off.
Right.
Look, there's even a picture on the front of that exact thing. That guy's like, look at my chart! That's what he said. So we have... Okay. We have red chiclets. We have black chiclets.
I think they're supposed to be little senators.
Oh, dear Lord, they're people with ties. You're right. I thought they were little... Oh my gosh. We have gray senators. Oh, I'm so right. We have green senators, yellow...
Did you say yeller?
Yellow senators. I combined yellow and senator. This is litigation, the game.
And a big random cube.
Oh, a random sugar cube.
This is your review. Tell it.
That's to feed the rampant horses.
Rampant horses?
Yes.
It's a sugar cube?
It's a sugar cube.
Okay.
There are random laws to match your senators. Oh, dear heavens, I'm not off the mark. Neutral reserve. Policy! Delegate reserve. I rest my case.
You rest your case.
Random cards.
I don't see any animals.
All boring. You just chuck them all over the board. Those are those little cubes you use in the original game. But that's all the cards of litigation.
Litigation cards?
Yep. So they're all random laws that you put in the reserve. As you're talking about them. That guy's pointing to the charts and the laws that you're supposed to be voting on. He's like, pay attention! Quit taking naps. Vote for my thing. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. They're laws, aren't they?
Yep. They're all laws.
Star Wars.
Reminds me of the TI 4 laws.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Special cases. Oh man. Snooze fest. Snooze fest the game. They call it turmoil. It's just people yelling at each other in the Senate House, guys. Game over. That's your review.
What just happened?
You asked for it. I delivered. Just saying.
All right.
I deliver.
Do you want to talk about, before we talk about next week, what were you going to talk about?
Oh, yes. Have you seen Mark Street's Kickstarter review?
Oh, there's like 17 reviews.
Oh, are there?
Yes.
As there should be. Singing the praises of, what's the name of that game again?
Dead Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning. It has all the stuff. All the stuff. It's got card crafting. It's got a cube tower. Remember, I talked about a cube tower just last week. Just how awesome that is. That will be game number 2 that is awesome games with cube towers. Already calling it. There's ships. And you explore with said ships. And the places you explore have unique things you get to do. You fight. You do piratey things. The cube tower looks like a pirate ship. Did I mention there's a cube tower? And, let's see, there's card crafting.
Do you say card crafting like Mystic Vale?
Yeah, like Mystic Vale card crafting. Yeah. Like, the guy that did Mystic Vale built this into the game. And you're building up your characters, and you're getting more cannon so that you can do more cube fighting. And that game looks amazing. And I don't know why Hunter showed it to me, like, this far in advance, because now I'm going to, like, flip the table waiting for it. It looked really cool. I'm just saying. We talked about cube towers last week. I felt like you should know there's another cube tower game coming out.
It's not really a cube tower. It's more of like a
cube ship of greatness.
You just throw cubes and they go down a ramp and roll across a board.
It's close enough to a
cube tower.
They don't
get stuck or anything like a cube tower.
That's true. Oh, it'd be funny if they did. You're like, I fire all my cannons, and one cannon fires. That would be so awesome.
Yeah, the next fight, for some reason, I'm not involved, but all my cannons come
fire.
out.
Yes! That would be the best thing
I'm on the other side of the board, and my cannons randomly
I think
fire.
I'm purposely going to block some parts of my cube tower now. My cube ship. You didn't think I was there, but I have a ghost ship. And my ghost pirate ship haunts you, and he attacks you. So this is what happens if I use the cube tower. What?
Currently, we're having a random review of this game from Rebecca making stuff up.
Oh, man. But anyway, truthfully, though, Dead Reckoning looks awesome. I don't usually, like, preview games and stuff. You know me. I'm the last person to find out about that stuff.
I was actually going to buy it and surprise her, but I just want to see her reaction to the video. Because it's like she said, it's everything. It's that card crafting she likes. It's got the cube thing. It's got exploration, tile stuff. You build up your ship. It has the scythe-like achievements you have to do. You have to get 4 out of the 9 achievements to trigger the end of the game. You can attack each other. It's cool. It's cool.
What? There's another cube tower game coming out called Stygian Society. I like the name, too. Ooh, cube towery goodness. The people are listening.
I didn't back...
The year of the cube tower. Something good will come out of 2020.
I didn't back Roleplay or Adventures. I'd like to try it, but I don't think it's a buy.
What's the difference? What is it?
You basically play a game of role player. You take your in-game character.
Oh, is that the one
and
you
play a role like a dungeon crawl kind of game with that character.
When the heck would we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be hard to do. Although, for doing virtual games, that might be stinking hilarious. Just thinking. So, Frosthaven. I bet that was an investment, Nathan.
Gloomhaven tasks me. What I need is someone to be my moderator, I guess, for Gloomhaven. I want them to set the game up, tell me how the game works, and let me play.
Yeah.
And then when I'm done, I take the game and put it away and put my moderator away. And then when I play my next scenario, I pull my moderator out. He sets the game up.
I can't let you do that, Dave.
I just can't get motivated to set that game up over and over and over again. I just
you should
can't.
Just leave it out. Just like take over the back half of the game table.
I don't know. Maybe. I just can't get motivated. I go through like 4 or 5 scenarios and then I just kind of peter off. All right.
Ooh,
that's it for
Kevin
tonight,
Wilson,
folks. That's it for tonight.
What? That's it?
Next week.
That's all she wrote.
Next week, Rebecca doesn't know this, but next week we're revisiting, because I think we've experienced a lot more games since we did this list and a lot more designers. We're going to do our top 10 designers.
Ooh.
And the question that we felt still be our favorite.
That is actually going to be up in the air, potentially.
That's the question.
Dun, dun,
Will
dun.
Feld be our favorite designer after all the games we played? We've probably played 500 games since we made the list last, so...
That's true, actually.
I'm curious. We're not going to look at our previous list. I'm curious how it's going to match up.
Well, I have a T-shirt that has the list.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll not look at my T-shirt.
We'll have to throw our T-shirts away once we make this list.
We are. I'm going to set them on fire.
We'll wear our T-shirt to the video, and we'll see. It could be a spoiler. It might not be a spoiler.
That's kind of trollish, almost. Be like, sorry, dude, scratch it off.
So next time, next week, our top 10 designers, and keep an eye out for the potential for a random Jackbox game at some point.
Yes, because we need random party games in our life, big time. And I want to play Telestrations really bad. And the closest thing is that TKO game is really funny, and I want to play that again. TKO is the T-shirt one where you design a T-shirt.
Yeah.
If you haven't played Jackbox games, they're really fun. And there's really like zero learning on it. The learning curve is really easy. So if you want to try something, it's really fun. And like the TKO one I'm talking about is hilarious. So you just with your finger on your phone, which is really funny. And they give you some like 4 colors or something ridiculous. And you draw whatever you want, random picture. And then you also come up with random sayings. And then they scramble it all together. And then like it'll send a couple of pictures that everyone drew like to Hunter, and then he gets some random sayings and he puts them together and designs a T-shirt, and then we all vote on who's got the best T-shirt. It's stupid hilarious. It's wonderful. So we play a lot of those in Quiplash and
Murder Mystery.
The Murder one, the Murder Room, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The Murder Mystery. It's trivia. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. Push the Button. It's like a trader game. It's like a social deduction game. That one's hilarious. In fact, actually, funny side story. I was playing it with my students online virtually last week, and Hunter came into the kitchen where I had the computer hooked up. And my students could hear him even though I had my headphones. He's just like, "Oh, she's so the traitor, blah, blah, blah." And they just laughed. They weren't listening to him. I totally was.
I listened to her playing for it was literally 15 seconds.
Like,
and I immediately knew she was the traitor. Like, immediately.
I was like, shut up over there. And they were laughing their heads off afterwards. He was like, "Oh, he totally just called you out." So it was pretty funny. They enjoyed that. But yeah, it was fun. So yeah, they're good times.
If we do a Jackbox game, it'll probably be a weekend thing. It'll be either like
That's true.
Either a Friday night or a Saturday morning, our time, or something like that. I don't know if we do it during the week.
You say morning loosely, like brunch, just so you know.
Yeah. 11:30. All right, that's it, folks. We'll see you next time. It's wonderful
to see you all in the chat. And I feel bad because I think I missed a bunch of it. You all have a lovely, lovely time. And we will see you online.